I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him you need to do something, and he did. He did.
Same shit that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147. I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them. Stump a mud hole in. He gonna be next. Watch.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford aren't just standing on the same stage. They're lighting it up. The intensity has been non-stop, from the very first heated words to the last icy stare that forced Dana White to step in.
You know what? I didn't. He did before. He tried to welcome me back, and it just was my reaction. That's it.
Crawford held nothing back during their most intense clash yet, and made it clear that on fight night, there would be no pushing or posturing, only real punishment. He delivered the message with raw force, making it clear this was not empty talk, but a serious warning. It sounded like a fighter declaring battle and letting everyone know that once the bell rings, it will turn an all-out war.
When I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch.
The whole build-up has felt less like a press tour and more like a wildfire ready to spread. Crawford has laughed off the drama, treating Canelo's antics like they don't matter. But behind that calm smile, a storm is gathering. He isn't here to shake hands. He's here to make history.
Listen, that wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that little push didn't do nothing, as you can see. But come fight time, we're not going to be pushing, we're going to be punching. So it doesn't even matter.
Bulma, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, spoke candidly about how the early rounds against Canelo Alvarez would unfold. He didn't downplay the risks of facing such an experienced and powerful fighter. He acknowledged that the first round could be tough, a true test of timing, distance, and instinct.
This is going to play out, man. You know, like I always say, it's going to be a tough few rounds, you know, until Terence makes his adjustments, and then, like he does every fight, he's going to take it over and run away with it.
However, he emphasized that Crawford sticks to a clear and proven approach, which is central to his success. Bulma explained that once Crawford reads his opponent, adapts to their rhythm, and finds the openings in their game, the fight quickly shifts in his favor. This wasn't hype. It was a measured prediction from a trainer who has watched Crawford solve every challenge thrown his way.
The longer they let Terence grow, the worse off they're going to be. So that's how I look at it, like that. You just look at it, a big dude.
Yeah, no, you look pretty filled out, pretty solid.
And strong.
Meanwhile, Canelo has made it personal as well, recalling his fight with Billy Joe Saunders. He explained that when the same fire ignites with Crawford, it pushes him to transform into a completely different force inside the ring.
Question for Bud Crawford. You know, a lot of MMA fans, UFC fans, may not have ever seen you fight before, and they might tune in because Dana and the UFC are involved. So what has it been like maybe introducing yourself to a lot of MMA?
Naysayers have spoken up, and Jake Paul, always a controversial figure, weighed in on the Canelo versus Crawford debate. He criticized how the fight has been marketed. Known for mixing combat with showmanship, Paul argued that the promotion doesn't match the reality of the matchup.
I think it's corny, to be honest. You know, I tweeted, imagine if Ronaldo and Messi had dinner together before the World Cup. That's just not how real competitors. You think Michael Jordan was doing that type of shit? So I think it's corny, and I would never engage in any of those activities.
The battle has just begun, and Canelo Alvarez has made it clear he no longer respects Terence Crawford. The Mexican star says Crawford's recent actions at the press conference weren't just talk. They felt personal. What hit him hardest was Crawford's attitude, especially when he said he didn't care about meeting anyone's expectations.
A little bit more personal because, you know, I did respect him. I don't respect him anymore because he say, I'm not going to do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he walk me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't f with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different.
Canelo made a similar claim during the news conference, boldly telling the media and boxing officials that the chaos in their previous fight might have happened because Turkey instructed Crawford to pressure him. He warned Crawford directly, saying that if he challenged him again, his career would be over.
I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know. Before I respect his word because he say, "Oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do," and he did. So, but you know me. Just I respect everybody, but if you with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terence Crawford's choice to fight Canelo Alvarez in his weight class is bold, daring, and historically significant. Crawford is taking on history directly in a sport where most fighters play it safe and avoid major risks. Already the only man in the four-belt era to remain undefeated across multiple divisions, he now aims to claim a third title against one of the most accomplished champions of his generation. The move has even drawn criticism from boxing legends, including Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins. When asked who he favored, Hopkins, known for his sharp ring IQ and calm under pressure, didn't hesitate. He gave Crawford an 85% chance of winning.
He has a legitimate chance. Over 60% for his mind. If you say, Bernard, give me a number.
Give me a number.
He has an 85+ chance to beat.
He gave Crawford an impressive 85% chance of winning, catching the attention of many and raising plenty of eyebrows. Hopkins wasn't relying on stats. He saw something deeper in Crawford. Few fighters can face adversity without breaking, and Hopkins believes Crawford's focus must be internal, not about impressing or pleasing opponents. He needs to enter the ring with the unshakable belief that nothing Canelo throws at him can break him. No matter how painful, heavy, or relentless the fight gets, he must never give up.
He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something. But to go in there and to let him know, establish that from the first round, that I belong without showing that I am tough. I earned my position to be here. And I want to show you, even though you're being stubborn, that your time not only have came, but it's going.
Many voices in this buildup, but Teddy Atlas speaks boldly and without holding back. He's fully backing Crawford to handle whatever comes his way. Forget politeness. Atlas isn't attacking Canelo's legacy, but it's clear he wants Crawford to take the crown from the king.
I'm taking Crawford. He'll handle it all. That's it. I am. I'm not in any way trying to shortcome the tremendous fighter named Canelo. I like Canelo a lot, but I like Crawford more. I like Crawford, and I liked him before Canelo didn't look great in his last fight against Skull. I liked him when the fight was first made 2 years ago, or talked about 2 years ago, or close to 2 years ago.
Even Crawford, fully aware of Canelo's size advantage, isn't backing down. He said, "Yeah, he's definitely heavier than me, but I have my own tools that match up well, so it's going to be a great fight." Amir Khan, who has faced both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, weighed in on the upcoming matchup. He called it a tough fight to predict, noting that while Canelo is usually the bigger man, Crawford didn't seem much smaller when Khan fought him.
You know, it's a hard fight to call Canelo Crawford because, you know, Crawford is a big guy as well. I mean, I normally would say Canelo because he's a bigger guy, but and normally he's bigger than his opponents and he puts on the weight well. And when I fought him, he was much heavier. And
Khan noted that Canelo rehydrates and enters the ring heavier than Crawford did when they faced each other. Still, even with Crawford matching Canelo's size in their two fights, Khan noticed a big difference in punching power. He said Canelo's power seemed far more dangerous than usual, suggesting that his strength could play a major role in the upcoming fight.
But then again, when I fought against Crawford, Crawford was as big as Canelo. But I just don't feel that Crawford hits as hard as Canelo. Canelo hits very hard. I mean, his power is, you know what I mean? His power is like unreal.
Speaking with TalkSport Boxing, Amir Khan acknowledged Crawford's impressive power, but said it doesn't match Canelo's knockout strength. He added that Crawford has looked sharp in recent fights, even though both fighters are now in the later stages of their careers. Despite that, Khan believes the matchup is still extremely close.
Crawford's got power, don't get me wrong, Crawford's got amazing power, but the thing is that it's not that knockout power that Canelo has. Now, you have to understand, I fought Canelo 10 years ago or so. Now, is that the same Canelo that is out there now? But a lot of people saying Canelo's maybe past his best. Crawford's come off some good wins, looking really good, but still, the age is very similar. Both guys are getting on towards the end of their career. I think it's evenly matched, but I do lean more towards Canelo in this one, even though Crawford's a very close friend of mine and helped me in my training camp for my last fight. But it's a hard fight to call because both fighters are at the top of the game. I think it's something that boxing's not seen for a very, very long time, where you've got two fighters. It's hard to say who's going to win. It is a 50-50 fight. Is it skill or power that's going to win, or is it skill or speed that's going to win the fight? We don't know. So
Canelo has the size advantage, but Crawford isn't worried because he has the right skills, speed, and mindset. He's approaching this fight to win, not just to compete. This isn't bravado. It's based on skill and strategy. While Crawford respects Canelo's talent, he believes he can come out on top, and if he does, it could mark the start of a new era. The excitement is spreading through the boxing community, showing that Teddy Atlas and Crawford aren't the only ones feeling it. On the Porter Podcast, Crawford's achievements. Hashtag comma.
That it's going to be a great fight, and two of the best are fighting the best. I mean, my opinion, I think you can put Crawford in any position, and man, for some way he knows how to figure it out to get out of that position. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a man. And he got that dog in him.
Canelo has the size advantage, yes. But Crawford remains unfazed because he has the speed and mindset to match. He approaches this fight to win, not just to survive. This confidence comes from skill, not bravado. Crawford respects Canelo's abilities, but he's betting on his own. Analyst Frank Martin discussed the different approaches Terence Crawford and William Skulls might take against Canelo. Skull relied on more defensive tactics after Canelo's last fight, which Martin felt went too far. He doesn't think Crawford will do the same. Size isn't everything. Bigger fighters are often slower. A smaller fighter can have the advantage if they avoid the bigger man's power, especially if they're a puncher. Martin believes that when the intensity around Canelo heats up, old challenges from his past can resurface with new force. Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated legend who once faced a young Canelo in Las Vegas, has returned to the spotlight. Not in the ring, but with words that cut sharp. Mayweather's confidence isn't new, but it feels stronger during one of Canelo's most intense buildups. He doesn't hold back in calling out Canelo, pointing out the challenges he overcame while almost 40 years old and criticizing the hype around him. Mayweather isn't the only voice fueling the fire. At Oscar de la Hoya, a former great who has watched both men rise from different corners of boxing, de la Hoya, never shy about critique.
Or we'll see, Canelo just annihilate him because of the weight. You have to remember that Crawford is a 47-pounder or 54-pounder, coming and Canelo has fought he's probably weighed 200 pounds in the ring at one point. So and it makes a huge difference, guys. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds makes a huge difference. So especially at the elite level. So I think it's a great fight.
La Hoya also acknowledged the reality of the weight difference. Size isn't just a number on the scale, it's a weapon. Canelo, now filled out at 168 pounds, brings power and physical strength that Crawford hasn't faced before. De La Hoya didn't sugarcoat it, warning that even with all of Crawford's tools, the weight gap could be the storm that disrupts his plans. He said the fight will be remembered for decades and will go down in history as one of the best ever. Still, Terence Crawford remains unfazed as questions about size swirl around him like a storm. He stays calm and measured, speaking quietly but with impact. He's heard all before. Too small, outmatched, won't last. Yet he's moving up another weight class with the same quiet determination. For Crawford, this isn't reckless. It's methodical, a career built on clear strategy and redefining limits. He said, "I'm strong, and come fight night, people will be surprised. Canelo is strong and a good puncher, but so am I. Fight night is going to be a good time." Former champion and top analyst Timothy Bradley has also thrown his full support behind Crawford. He said Canelo won't be able to stop Crawford, not by knockout, not by pressure, not by size, because Crawford has too much skill, grit, and timing. According to Bradley, Canelo is about to face a fighter who can challenge him not just physically, but mentally in the ring.
Do you really think that he's going to knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't going to tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win.
I feel like more than anything, he has a mental edge over Canelo.
You could possibly say that.
Yeah.
Possibly say that, you know. Has he lost yet?
No.
You see Canelo you go down the stretch and second guess himself sometimes. There it is right there, though.
Bulma focused on physical readiness, stressing how important it is to prepare mentally, strategically, and nutritionally. The goal is to make sure Crawford isn't just in shape, but performing at full capacity on fight night. His approach reflects total confidence. When every detail is dialed in, even a fighter like Canelo becomes a manageable challenge. He said, "We know the type of fighter Canelo is. So as a fighter, you prepare mentally. As a trainer, you make sure he's sharp, mentally, physically, strength, diet, everything. Hitting on all cylinders. By the time you step in the ring, it's easier to handle." Bulma highlighted Crawford's unique mental toughness, especially against a seasoned opponent like Canelo Alvarez. Crawford's unwavering self-belief permeates every aspect of his life, which could be a major advantage. From front to back, he'll do whatever it takes to win. That's the difference, Bulma said. While Canelo's experience is undeniable, there have been moments when he hesitated in the later rounds. Crawford, on the other hand, consistently maintains focus under pressure. These days, the fight can come down to who falters first rather than skill alone, giving Crawford a clear mental edge. The countdown is almost over, and the tension keeps building. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are chasing legacy, not just titles. Every quote, face-off, and press event has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Crawford's confidence remains steady, while Canelo's prime is on the line, and the stakes only grow louder as fight night approaches. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe for more, and share your predictions in the comments. Will Crawford cement his name in the record books, or will Canelo prove why he's one of boxing's greatest? The fight of the decade is almost here.